Welcome. We hope you enjoy this introduction to our VR Zen Lounge. Massage and Wellness Spa has been known for massage therapy and skincare services, but mental fitness and health are just as important to all of us. We care about every person who comes in to see us, and we want you to know we are always looking for ways to help you feel your absolute best. Having a planned audio and video escape from reality can feel like a virtual vacation. Technology has developed fun ways for our brain to exercise, and we are going to bring that to you. Let's take a look at one popular technology available to you in the VR Zen Lounge. It is, after all, the VR in our name. Please enjoy this brief introduction to what is known as virtual reality. As time continues on, we're becoming more and more involved with the technology we're creating. Computers went from being the size of classrooms to being able to fit into the palm of your hand. And this isn't to mention the vast improvements along the way. Your phone is a computer millions of times faster than the ones we used to put humans on the moon. From reading about stories, to listening to them alongside the radio, to watching them on television, digital experiences are becoming more and more interactive as the years go on. We're being able to stimulate more and more senses, and it's getting harder to tell our own created illusions from reality. So, what happens when we're able to simulate reality so well and we create an environment that is indistinguishable from the real world? And what happens if, once we're in, we don't want to go back? Although we hear about it pretty often now, most people still don't exactly know what VR is. Think of virtual reality as a portal into any world that we can create. A simulated reality. Any world we can deeply model and generate using computers can also be made to be explored by us humans. Virtual realities allow us to actually become part of the world we make, where we can touch and move things, where we can put ourselves in situations that we most likely otherwise wouldn't be in. Want to go to the peak of Mount Everest? You can. Want to go to space? No problem. Any idea, any location, any reality can be created and be fully immersive. But how does VR work? Well, it's all thanks to human biology, and by that I mean having two eyes. You see, the reason why we can perceive depth so well is all because of our two eyes. Although you can't really tell, each one of your eyes sees the world in different ways. This small difference makes all the difference. Your brain takes influence from both of your eyes and merges them together, while also subconsciously blocking out some parts where they overlap. Virtual reality headsets mimic this blocking by giving each of your eyes a different view of the world. These headsets also have accelerometers and gyroscopes inside them, which is what is able to track your head movements as you enter virtual reality. This sounds great and all, but what's the point of it? Well, for example, when training NASA astronauts or fighter pilots, chances are you're not going to want to train them using actual rockets and jets in the first go-around. There's a risk of not only losing tens of millions of dollars, but even a life due to human error. This is where VR comes in and saves the day. We can put these people into a realistic situation without all the risk. We can train astronauts, pilots, surgeons, and others to help hone their crafts without having to suffer the drastic consequences of failure. Medical students can use virtual reality to practice dangerous surgical procedures without actually putting anyone's life at risk. Mistakes are life-threatening, and learning becomes much easier and less stressful. Virtual reality can also be used to improve mental health. For people who suffer from different forms of anxiety, VR can provide cheap and simple solutions. Overcoming a fear of public speaking can be practiced in VR, and feelings of boredom or isolation can be relieved through exciting VR experiences, virtual vacation tours, mindful meditation, and fun games. VR allows us to do things that we just can't do in our reality. In one study, patients with a fear of heights were placed in a simulated VR environment and were then asked to jump from a cliff as a means of exposure therapy. Being able to go to these extremes is something that we haven't ever been able to do before, but VR opens up this new lane, and we can use it to solve previously unexplored problems. As VR technology continues to improve, these simulations will get closer and closer to mimicking reality as we know it. Imagine a world where you could learn about the universe by actually moving through it. Educational uses are almost limitless. and the potential benefits are countless. But how realistic is all this? One of, if not the most important parts of virtual reality is presence. When you're playing a video game, you know you're not actually in the game. There's a lack of realism of involvement. Your brain is pretty good at being able to tell whether or not something is real. So tricking the brain into believing you're in a virtual environment and reacting to things as if you were in the real world is a necessity. Without this, VR is practically useless. Virtual reality is still a rather new idea and is just now starting to be executed. Eventually, your brain will be tricked into believing that every smell, touch, or taste is actually real. Achieving true and ultimate presence is going to be extremely difficult, but it isn't impossible. Although the human brain is smart and extremely attentive to details, it's pretty easy to deceive. The best and most realistic virtual worlds will most likely be ones that can mimic how our brains function while we're dreaming. Dreaming is one of the things that makes humans so incredible. Our brains can create such deep and realistic stories from our memory. For all we know, our dreams could be limitless. The number of scenarios and realities that we could create and live in is pretty much the same. This would be a world where we aren't limited by our physical bodies. Some would say they're creating their own destiny. Others would say it's escaping from reality. Assuming we manage to continue to advance VR technology year after year at an exponential rate, there seems there's going to be a day where our virtual worlds seem just as complex as our day-to-day reality. Worlds that, once we enter, are better and more enjoyable. Places that used to be an escape from reality have become permanent settlements of sorts. Maybe one day we will have so many different realities that it's normal for everyone to have some sort of life in these worlds. We would work, play, and have different lives in these worlds. It may eventually even become weird to stay in the same world. If we're able to build these places and fully immerse ourselves to where we can't tell that we're in a simulated reality, we just might find out this is a world we could grow to love. Now that you have learned a bit more about the history and expected uses for virtual reality, hopefully you are excited to see what VR can offer you. If VR doesn't sound like your thing, we offer several other experiences at the VR Zen Lounge. Remember, the purpose of this opportunity is to do what helps you relax and unwind, or maybe instead explore something exciting and new. Whether you prefer to be a spectator or a participant in this time, we have a variety of options and technologies to make your visit the perfect personal escape. We hope you enjoyed this brief introduction to the VR Zen Lounge. Soon you will be joined by your VR Zen Lounge guide. Here is what to expect next during your visit today. We will assist with your first visit setup. This includes questions to match your options for what you may see and do while testing out the VR Zen Lounge technology. We will review a printed list of safety instructions and answer any other questions. We will provide you a custom list of options to select from for your experience. Are you new to virtual reality? Not sure how to begin? This is the perfect place to start. We will assist you in the selections process and stand by as you test things out with Oculus's First Steps tutorial. We will review your experience and get feedback to help future visits. If assistance with meditation or improved sleep is your goal, BrainTap technology may be perfect for you. Here is a brief introduction to what you can expect next during your visit. If effortless relaxation is what you desire, these popular escape videos will combine euphoric and relaxing sights and sounds, guiding you gently into whatever environment you choose. If adrenaline and excitement is what you seek, you are certainly in the right place. These amazing videos are shot in first person with virtual reality 360-degree film quality. So, without the time to travel or risk to attempt, you are in the middle of the action with these adventures. Ready for the ultimate experiences and very latest in virtual reality technology? The Oculus Quest 2 library was designed specifically to be the best wireless virtual reality experience. Enjoy immersive exploration, adventure, exercise, and gaming. Thank you for being our guest today. Here are a few things you can look forward to on your next visit to the VR Zen Lounge.